right. Let's check to see what's going on with Twitch, huh? Okay. We are. Looks like J Heart's already on. Oh, J Heart. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up the Jubilee Cake quest, which is in your, should be in your crown store. So let's look at what it says. All right, find Chef Donnellan. Last time he was in Orodon Docks, so I'm just going to make an assumption that he's there again. Potato is open, should you wish to enter. I'm on a little early. Closing this. And this. Because why not, right? Let's do Jubilee together. Jubilee! Do you know how long Stuga has been looking for her? A really long time. I am reading so many things about people complaining about the new drop system for Zos's, on Twitch. But there should be a new, this should be a new section for counting for it. So we should get, Chef Donlin? Who's this? So you should get a separate... Okay, he's not here. Where the hell is he? You should get a separate Ouroboros for this one. Oh, there's the cakes. There. Over there. Alright, ugly cake. Ugly cake. What do you want?
It's like this whenever I arrive. You've never. Welcome.
Well, I'm sure I have the ingredients for all of them. So, let us make an ugly cake. And he has the pretty cake out instead of the nasty one that I have. Where's my cake? Where's my cake?
I hope you like it.
Oh, I should have probably read that. Probably should have read that. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is put it on your tools. So your quick bar probably is where you're gonna want to put it, like you did last year. So you hit inventory and you go to quick slots, and then you select tools. We want tools, and we're gonna take the jubbly cake and we're gonna replace the old jubbly cake, because why? And then we're gonna make it. Let's make the new ugly cake. Horrific. I hope I vomit. I should vomit when I'm eating this, because there's even blood dripping as we're looking at it. That is just nasty. Alright, then we'll go to clockwork, because we're going to do our crows. Oh shit. I have 11 tickets. I have to go to the impresario first. Going now. Running to the impresario now. Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do? Go to Disneyland. My cat is looking at birds. I've decided she's happy. She may not be, but I've decided she is.
I have a message for you.
She seems happy. All right, lady. Let's get the Jubilee cake for this particular event. Let's get 2 of them. Deadlands Firewalker personality. Is anyone, are you guys modeling that personality? Yes. That's actually not bad. That kind of is tempting. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll morph one for that.
Is that a heroic?
Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie doodle. All right, we'll get more. All right. Now we'll go to the brass and get the brass city and get things. Whoopsie doodle. At least I got 2 cakes. Got my cake. It's ugly, but I got it.
Do you know how long?
Do you know how long I've been looking for you? So we've got a long time left of this, I think. Let me just press this button. These buttons. Everybody's probably watching J Hart. Because J Hart really needs 90 viewers right now. Good for him. I wish I could too. I gives him credit.
Any alchemists looking for some gold?
Alright, what do you want, bird? Cookware and dishes, I should have that. Ooh, things to sell. Nice. Stumpy node. It's one of those mornings. Alright. Alright, Azabi. We should have dishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, Dog really went crazy with the renames this time. I'm not complaining. It's a good thing. It's just, that's a lot of work on his part. I gives him credit. All right, let's go clean these 2 items, and then we'll go on. Potatoes open, don't forget. If you wish to enter and possibly win money.
A lot of my elders.
Meow, 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 meow. All right. Now we got to do dailies. Now that we've done the rest of this, the dailies should actually give me the little I need to push me to... I wish we could put these in banks. It's so annoying we can't. To push me to get my last 2 tickets. So let's go to Vardenfell. And let's talk about the news and entertainment. I didn't see anything of import in housing today. In terms of regular news, obviously we have the Jesters is over and anniversary has begun, which means you should be able to get a new Ouroboros crate. Hi, it's fake. It's always fake. Always. It's never real. Except when it is, because occasionally I will wear like bright red hair wigs, but for the most part it's fake. Now, I know that some people watched the show yesterday, or the day before, I forgot when it was. Good morning. And it wasn't My understanding is it wasn't very good. It didn't even reach the 15 minutes they needed for most people. I think it was only 20 minutes. And so if you didn't join right at the beginning, you didn't get your box or your pony, whatever the hell it was. I missed it. I told you guys all about it. I was like saying, oh, don't miss it. And then I skipped it myself because I was like, it's the same exact pet I already have. Don't need two of them. Don't really care. Dolgibon has renamed everything today. So be aware that daily writs have funny names today. As do set items. I mean, he went nuts. I don't know how he managed it. They're just... He renamed everything. There's not just writs, but like... items you get from writs, like surveys and whatnot. Just everything is... Like, this is the Fool's Gold Station. And he went nuts. I don't know where he found the time, but he did. This is the Seedy Skooma Bar. There's TARDISes, or what the way shrines are renamed to. You should have some giggles this morning doing Dalgibon's Lazy Writ Crafter. Some amusement. Went out of his way to give us a smile today. It's very sweet of Dog. See, IKEA delivery crate. McDaedra. Fool's Gold, okay. Top Hat Trickster, etc. Lots of cute names. IKEA Assembly Writs. McDaedra. I have no problem with these. These are cute.
So many strangers of late.
Don't forget to get your new cake. Also, you should get your... Goodness, that's a lot of jubbly boxes. Your new statue for ESO, if you're an ESOer. Hello! The new statue is out for ESO people. The joke seems to be a snuggle pillow with Maroon's Dagon, if that's your thing. That's the joke of... Actually, I didn't see any jokey... items, unless they just are reusing the stick horses from last time, but I thought that was Jester's more. I don't know what the Imperial Champion Shield is, but I'm assuming everybody's gonna have 80 bajillion of them. Streaming Potato's gonna be holding all this shit.
House Halalu maintains this.
Shite. Okay, there we go. And we have 5 tickets. Next. You gotta get your cake with every character, too, that you do writs on. That's the annoying bit. Annoying bit! I heard EU had some problems. I picked up the prologue quest, but I haven't done it yet. Just a lot of stuff going on right now. Like tons of things going on. Being that it's the first of the month, I was going to restart doing all of those different like trackings of different guilds that are going on. Like what guild contests are going on, but it's hard to keep track of. I know Evil Bob was helping me out. I think Nova helped me out. Blurp. Let me move my... I can't even read this. I'm so blind this morning. Yeah. All right. Okay. Where is the thing? Contests. Ongoing contests. We've got a lot. And it looks like J Heart's guild is putting out a mistakes were made poetry contest. If that's your thing and you're in spicy, actually I don't know if it's just spicy. I think it is. You may want to join the contest if you're a poetry person. Let me go down. New contest is on. Enter until 16th of April, 9 a.m. for a chance to win 100k gold or just for the fun of it. Rules are above listed and pinned. And it's going to be the dumbest thing you did as a new player in ESO. So you would have to do mistakes were made poetry if that's a you thing. Tamriel United, they're making a new rule that you have to have at least 50 people in your guild in order to apply to be a GM or well, not the content maker because I don't have a guild. You're going to want to, if you're going to apply to Tamriel United, you need at least 50 people. The reason why is a lot of people who just have guild banks with like 5 extra people or whatnot, they want you to have more than just a guild bank, right? All right, let's go to Auradon again and get our cake. Our cake! I don't know who Hellfire Dominion is. Did they rename? Looks like OMP renamed to Hellfire Dominion, or that's a joke for... That must be a joke for it. Also, there is a highlight reel made by Airy for the OMP contest. Here it is. Voila. We love our area around here. So if you wish to watch the highlight reel of all of the different contests, there you go.
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe and well.
So many visitors, so little.
Okay, I figured it was a joke. Also, you personally, Nova, have charmed the hell out of the staff at UP. I mean, Tamriel United, not UP. I'm reading your thing and I'm getting confused. By Tamriel United. And, like, everyone's like, oh my god, she's so charming. And I'm like, I know, isn't she? Okay, now we wait for him to make the ugly, disgusting cake. And then we have Tamriel Homes. I don't know what the contest is ongoing with Tamriel Homes. Event discussion, let's see. 2 weeks left for the Europe contest. Thank you. It's mostly Miliana. I can't say her name. She's done most of the work. But the idea is that she found admins who feel the same way she does about things. Like, I think that really works for us. She is a rock star. It's really just about finding people who see things the same way you do to be your admin. Because we're all pretty much on the same page on pretty much everything. So, and I haven't really needed to do anything in terms of, like, correcting people, right? Eventually I probably will, because I saw there's some strong personalities there, especially amongst the streamers. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I was going to do more with the questions of the day and be more on top of, you know, every single day doing it. But seeing as we don't have that many, I figured I'd let the questions sit for a couple of days and then I'll do more. But that is the situation right now. I haven't heard from Cardi about the newest updates. I'm hoping that he gets around to it. Change notification settings. Okay, I don't know why I don't. Only at mentions. Suppress everyone in here. All roll, no push, off. Okay. I don't know why sometimes some of these show Marcus red. There we go. I don't know what it's seeing as. There's like a red button on the Tamriel Homes. Oh, I know. Yeah, eventually. If you know of any, you can ask them. Sorry, Sherry's walking in front of everybody, so you might get a cat butt soon. You know, I really am looking forward to it myself. Maybe he'll have you beta test it too. For the hub. But until then, I'm kind of low or nearly out of contests. I mean, not contests, out of houses to look at. Which is fine, because we have this going on right now. So it's no big deal, but it is a little bit on the problematic side for me if people aren't really just hanging out to talk and watch, get news and whatnot. I think you posted the Aether Realm contest in ongoing contests, if I'm correct. For those of you who don't know, Nova is the GM of Aether Realm. Yes, Aether Realm's Guild Housing Contest for March and April. For Guild only. Theme, restaurants, bars, eateries, due April 30th. So, actually, hold on a second. I need to add you to my, I keep a list of, let's talk about this. It's generally good form to not submit the same contest entry to the same guild. It's just not cool to reuse the same thing, but sometimes people do it if you update. That's a little different. I'm talking about completely different, completely the same. Oh, I figured. Aether Realm, and we're going to do Cliffshade. We're going to send her, Nova, a request for entering Cliffshade. It'll be Nova Dragon. Entry to contest. Can I enter, oops, the contest with my Cliffshade or Stabbity Doom? If nothing else, just to share the art that I've done. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so that's what you do, is you save a listing, hey Cece, of the things that you've done. If at all possible, you know, submitted to people. It's a really good idea to keep track of it. I'll probably touch it up. I've touched it up every single time, and there's some new things that have come along that will probably make it cooler. Because bars, restaurants, we've gotten a bunch of stuff for that. Pans, we've gotten spoons and stuff. All sorts of things that we can use to make things look a little cooler. And I can add our disgusting new cake. Yuck. Utensils, exactly. We have lots of cool things. Me too. I thought they were really, really thoughtful. Really, really thoughtful. Have fun this morning with all of the different names for things. They all have silly names because of Dolguban. He is a funny. Ew. I got an anniversary jubilee box full of flesh. Isn't that lovely? You know, Zos has a really strange concept of gifts.
How's Halalu maintained?
That ain't cherry drizzle. I hate to tell you. Good. I'm glad. Which add-on are you recommending? Because there's a lot of them out there right now that people are using for this. Eleanor Pot? No. Eleanor Carpet. So, interestingly, these dropped. The double pattern, double recipe actually dropped while I was doing some looking for items, stolen items for the crows. Got double drops. So my thing is working. Whatchamacallit thingy. Gotcha. They're working. They just have silly names. Not that there's anything really wrong with that. It's just silly. I appreciate that Dog has a sense of humor. I haven't seen Sonia in a while. I don't know if Sonia Plays is no longer streaming. Does anyone happen to know? Or is I just keep missing her? Sorry. I've had it work twice today. Today. I got 2 blues and 2 greens. So that was happy. The only real pain in the ass about this is having to go to every single one to get cake. You know, once you get one, that should be enough. Ankle biters. They are a bunch of really good people. I like them a lot. You should join them if you're looking for another if you're looking for another trade guild. I'll check. I don't think so, but we'll double check. Maybe I'm just getting the quests done, but we'll see. Well, that's how it works with other ones, but I don't know if it accounted for this one or not. I'll double check. You might be right. You might be right. You might be crazy. You may be right. You may be crazy. You know other ongoing contests? Yeah. We've got the Funny Homes contest for ESO Housing Network. So that's due April 22nd. All of these things are in my ongoing contest section. And then I'm going to remove this one for HFB because that date has passed. We'll see what next month's is. Which means that in the next day or two, I should have a lot of HFB houses to tour in rooms. That should be fun. All right. Let us see if I can put it on my thinger. Quick slots. Tools. You're right. You are right, ma'am. Thank you for saving me all that time. Roast cake it is. Look at you being all right and stuff. Yeah, right? Having to do it all these times, I wasn't looking forward to it. No, don't be sad. You're smart. You're smart and you pay attention and your brain is quick. And I have limitations in all of those areas. Skooma Brewer, all of these writs and surveys being renamed is just too funny. All right, what was it that I was supposed to get? Toys and games. I know I don't have enough toys and games. That's a shame. All right. We have a doll. We have a pony guar. Wait a minute. Maybe I do have enough. I just need one more. Okay. I could probably get one more in here. Yeah, I mean, I used to be quick as a whip when I was younger, but that has gone away with age and mostly with age and illness. My sharpness has dulled, but that's okay. I've got other things going for me. So I've got that going for me. Alright. This character is a vampire, so I should love that cake on this character. At least the vampires will be happy. Probably no one else. It was weird. I only saw the monkey for like, you know that the crazy monkey guy? I only saw him on the last day. I wonder if he was available before that for the Jesters Festival, because the Jester Monkey or whatever it's called. I forget. But I saw him before it ended and it said he only had 20 minutes left. And I was like, I know he wasn't there from the beginning. So, not that I wanted him, but I know a lot of people do. Here we go. Last one I needed. Factonum tipping. Let's see what's up now. I know that you can preview the Aliad house right now. See? Where's the houses? Sorry, half of my screen is blocked, so it's a little difficult for me to see sometimes. Notable homes. See? Yeah, that's really strange. But yeah. I guess I missed out that that's when it was. But man, I went up the wrong side, I think. Did I? Wow, I'm having a brain fog right now. I don't even know where I am. Now I do, okay. It was very strange. I'm wondering if they forgot.
There must be some sort of mistake.
Not really sure what happened there.
Your path has been set before you, Auxiliary.
Wouldn't you want to have all of your stuff up for people to buy?
How dare you?
It just was very strange. But whatever. Is what it is. Here you go. I see there's a lot of junk in here. But whatever. Whatever! I need to get on top of things. I need to have a contest is what I have to do, because I think you know, I've seen a lot of people saying that they were unhappy with the server-wide contests. So I need to really think about doing that myself. Only problem is EU. I have probably more viewers from EU, but I don't have as much money on EU. I should probably get to selling over there, but that's just too much, like, trying to keep track of it all. I don't know. Sock puppets! I'm gonna have to do surveys today. Holy crow. I am so low on mats, and I'm gonna be even worse. Lots of things to do. People are unhappy with the way that the rules were explained compared to how the winners were picked. I don't think you would make the same kind of mistake. You would be... You're not the kind of person who would make a mistake like that. Like, for example, if, for example, you should do, let's say it was a costume contest, and you said, ugly costumes, right? And then you picked the prettiest ones. That would be very strange. You wouldn't make a mistake like that. So, I would try to, I'm thinking of trying to run one. Yes. Things like that. It is frustrating for people, I think. And I try not to do that. I try to do different stuff. But the problem is, as much as I would love to have 80 bajillion winners, which I could do on NA only, I only have like 1 million gold right now over on EU. So giving away 250,000, you know, plus my 50K a day that I give away, you know, I need to save it for that. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to just favor NA. I might just buy some crowns and give away stuff on crowns. Right? What the hell? Why not? You know, it's not about the amount. I don't think. I think the amount is secondary. You could get away with making it 250,000 and then having more winners, which is what I did. I originally was going to do 500,000 each, and then I wanted to have more winners than that. I doubled it by sorry. Let me switch. I doubled it by having the prizes. And I think that it makes more people happy to win, even if the prize is less. Gotta remember, I think most housing people are okay with money. Well, I mean, I got a bunch of people who entered my contest, and I only give 250,000 to each winner. Right? I mean, I had plenty of entries. It took me more than one day to do all mine. And, like, if you talk to Aya or any of the other people who enter contests, they'll tell you it's not about the money. It's about sharing your work. No, but you don't give yourself enough credit, first off. And secondly, I'm not as well known as you think I am. I'm not that well known. Maybe some of the housing people know me because I post all the time. But you'd have to be a forums reader, I think, to really know me. And I don't know. I'll promote it. I'll happy to promote it. Good morning, Evil. You know me. I'll promote the hell out of it for you. I mean, I don't talk much in guild because I haven't been on much. Between trying to get Wyoming done for work in the last couple of days, I pulled like 12 hours of work in one day because I was crazy. That will never happen, Nova. My point is just pick it, go, and then when it shows up, it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. It'll go easier than you expect. I was nervous, though. I was really nervous the first time. I was like, what if I let people down? Didn't happen, though. I didn't hear any complaints. I wasn't sure that I gave them anything that they could complain about because I took my time, and I think that's the biggest thing that people complain about is taking time. And I tried to pick, for the subjective stuff I used, thank you. For the subjective stuff, which was the most romantic, I used the community. The stuff that was objectively, in my mind, something that I could answer, I did, yeah. I did what I felt that most people couldn't really disagree with, you know? So, like, funniest, right? There were only so many that were funny, and it was easier to choose those, or silliest, whatever it was. And then, you know, most technical skill. I think that that was something that everyone could agree on. You know, like something that like Alley Toops did this crazy multi-cobbled thing. I mean, you compare that to someone who didn't do any cobbling. You do not, Jemima. You just have to do it on one. Ms. Nova figured that out. She is smarty. Cookware. You just do it on the one and then look under tools, and it should be there for all of them. And I didn't realize that, and I was doing them all, because I dumb. Oil paints, Reaper's milk jug. Oh, nose! I need, oh, I am completed, derp. Now what do you want? Ornate. Okay, I could probably do ornate. Yay! Jubbly! Jubbly boxes! All the jubblies! So that would be my best suggestion, is try to pick subjects that it's difficult to argue with the winners on. Like, people aren't going to argue that, like, Alley Toops didn't deserve most technical skill because she did all those crazy cobbles and stuff when someone else didn't. You know, that's a pretty objective thing. It's when you come down to, like, best. That's when people start nitpicking. As well they should, in my opinion. When JR used to do multiple winners, he would do most creative, funniest, whatever, right? And there were a lot more people who won. Now he just sort of lumps them all into 6 winners, and it's like, nah, you should break them down into categories again. I think people would feel more satisfied seeing categories within that, but that's his call. He's you know, he's the OG, the original gangster. I am not. I should not be judging him, and I'm not trying to. Okay, Cake. Come on, Cake. Ugly, disgusting, jubbly Cake. Yeah, I haven't been around much. I apologize for that. That's on me, too. I've missed your stream. Whenever I see you on, I end up falling asleep, and it's not your fault. It's just that I'm always sleepy. Salvis, you've ruined me. Every time I talk to the head of the college, it's like I think of you instead of his descendant. You're a potato, Mr. Aaron. Descended from. I don't know what's up with me. I haven't really been into the game in a while. I've just been feeling uninterested. I think what it is, you're the grandpa of the worthless college head. It's true. Nova, you could always use Snapchat, like I do. Some days I look like shit and I'm in pain, so it's a really good day on those days to pick something that makes me look like, you know, this. And then I'm a man, baby. Or you could be a potato, or you could be whatever. Snapchat is awesome. It goes, it's really simple to set up. You'd get it in no time, because I figured out how to set it up. If I figured out how to set it up, believe me, with your tech skill, you'll get it. So, I I used to put on makeup every single day for this, but I do not anymore. I kind of miss putting on makeup. I should probably just do it anyway. Give it a shot. It should be fun. It's, I think it's funny. It makes me laugh. It makes other people laugh. That's the point, right? If you want to be silly like this, that's one way you could go. And you can also be catfishy, if that's the other way you want to go. I mean, who really has any right to say, unless they're doing it themselves, that you can't, like, use something that makes you look good? Here. This gives me all fake. See? This is called catfish glam. Because I'm catfishing. I don't have any makeup on. This is just giving me fake makeup. And smooths out my skin. It's beautiful. And then this one is just subtle eye makeup. This one is purple eye makeup. This is smoky eyes. Actually, I really like this one. So, makeup. I don't even have to put it on. Perfect smoky eyes. So, fuck people if they don't like it. You feel like crap one day and suddenly you have makeup on. Yeah. There's lots of good ones. But I tend to stick to the silly, as you guys know. Also, anybody who cares to judge, wait until they turn 43 or 44 or right up there. The judgment goes right out the window. When people realize how much it sucks to get old. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. I'm not. I'm trying to... Well, I'm sure some people do. Catfish. If they're trying to get a scam somebody, right? I don't know. Ugh. I need to start a new character on my alt account so that I can carry more stuff. Well, of course it is, but people who catfish are grody. Silly. Okay, and then I like this one. This one gives me purple hair. And purple eye makeup. This one gives me more springy hair, makeup, and then gives me flowers in my hair. See? Lots of pretty. I could have red lipstick. Then I can have big fat lips. I kind of love this one. This one's so silly. Yes, it's just my face. I have a vitiligo. So if I don't put on makeup, I look bad. Very, very, very bad. So, you know, the only way I would do this without makeup every day would be through Snapchat. Because I need to hide my vitiligo. And I know some people are like, you know, who gives a shit? Don't worry about it. And I do, honestly. I care. But here's one. See? First of all, I look tired. You can see this things under my eyes. You can see my vitiligo here, 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 chin. And so I'm not a fan of, all around my eyes are vitiligo, which is why they look so pale. So yeah, I catfish a little in the sense that I hide it. It makes me unhappy. You can still see it under my nose on this one. But it's not as bad. You don't really need to manage the second account. All you need to do is just, I mean, like, you don't have to do dailies on them or anything. Nobody says you have to do that. Just having it to, put stuff in there. Like, if you're trying to save stuff for later in the year, that's all. Is just have it for that. Why are you saying you hate to tell me this? It's fine that we look alike. I'm happy to. I mean, I don't hate how I look. I'm upset that I got vitiligo. I'm upset that I got really ill. You know, I hate that I got, you know, cancer, vitiligo, rheumatoid arthritis, PCOS, Hashimoto's disease, you name it, I've got it. I'm sorry that I got all of those things. Aw, see, that's the right answer, Nova, you smarty pants. And that's really what it comes down to is you know, I'm not happy about it being ill. But I'm okay with how I looked otherwise. And now I'm getting old, and who doesn't want to look younger? Except for people who already look young. I mean, I think it's just natural. No big deal. One more to go after this, and then we're done. With Ritz, sorry. But hey, we're just jubblying and talking today, so no worries. Jubblies! Jubbly boxes! Hooray! That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't know. Gravity is a bitch. I think the biggest thing that bothers me about aging thus far is the movement of the fat pads in your face. Like, you forget. Well, grays, you know. Yeah, exactly. It's sad to be physically unwell. It hurts emotionally as well as physically. I have a lot of guilt when my husband is doing so much work in the house and he's like busting his ass all day long at work, and then he comes upstairs because he doesn't come home anymore. He comes upstairs and then, because home is work, and then starts cleaning and all of that, and I'm just like, ugh. Gamers inversion table. Or what I use, Snapchat. Hi, Eula. How'd it go? How'd it go? How'd it go, lady? Tell us. We're all excited to hear. Fantastic. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Oh, I always wear a bra. Always. Even when I sleep. I can't feel it. I can't stand it. The feeling. I need to have them, the ladies, in place. And I know that's not healthy, and I don't care. I was telling my husband that you were being interviewed, and I was really happy about it. I'm jealous. I don't have mine yet. We're almost done with looking at... This is my last Rit character. And I'm going to use the restroom while she's loading. Oh, we'll be right back. Okay, sorry, my cat wanted water. Van Gogh is just a water boy. So yeah, my husband's been just constantly checking to see when things are available. It's weird. It's because we live in a very hippie part of the country. Madison is very hippie. I think we're having trouble finding a lot of appointments, but if you look in the redder part of your state, generally you can find more appointments. He's a butt. It's the old guy. If it was the little girl, I would have been like, screw you. But so my husband, but unfortunately that's like 2 hours away. I'm not sure we want to do that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, it was the old man. He needed water. Do you have arthritis, Canon? Or is it just a weird reaction to it? Huh. I have degenerative disease in my jaw, and I have RA. So I'm looking forward to just being in agony after I get it. But frankly, if it means staying alive, it's worth it. I'll probably sleep it off, knowing me. Sleep it off. Alright, when we get Big Me on, we'll see if we have any houses. I don't think we do, but we can check. And then we'll finish up. We'll just kick around and do jubbly today, because it's just once a year. Oh yeah, no, it's disgusting. It's horrific. Absolutely disgusting. No shame, those people. None. They has no shame. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start a new character on my alt account. Just to hold crap. Maybe name it something like crap holder. I know I won't get away with that, but it's a funny thought. Don't worry. You know, I'm not a really big fan of April 1st. I don't really care for April Fool's Day. I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of really mean-spirited stuff, and I don't like being tricked. True. I named one of my characters a backpack. Maybe I'll name the next one briefcase. Storage compartment. Drawer. Suitcase. Taking forever. I gotta say, Aunt Ula, I'm in downright shock that Amber's still around. I'm glad she's still around, but cancer usually takes them fast. I don't know how. She must love you so much that she's hanging on. She's a little toughy tuna. Good for her. My husband's uncle brought his cat in for surgery, and they were going to remove something. When they opened her up, they found out she was full of tumors. So they just closed her back up and said, there's nothing we can do. It's been a year. The cat is still around. And doing fine. Some cats are amazing. I don't mean to be mean to the kitties who don't survive, but it is still pretty darn amazing that they're able to do that. All right, let's see what's on the hub. Ah. Hubba hubba. It's true. Tundra. We can go to their Grand Topol. Good for you. Hold on a second. All right. We are in with Tundra. We are in Topol Bay Island. Tundra has 617 out of 700. And I believe this was an open house, and Tundra told me it was okay to go visit. So we're going to jump off the little thing here. I'm going to go sploosh! All right, Grand Topol. Look at that sunrise, sunset. See, look at the colors, the way that they just go across like that. Stunningly beautiful here. 617 items, 26 effects. So definitely put work into it. Here would be our, actually I'm going to use these. Here are Top Hats Inc. CD Skooma Bar. What's this one? Khajiit for Trade Outpost. Fool's Gold Station. We'll crunch up these. Welcome to Bits and Pieces. Then we have a whitesmithing, I don't know what whitesmithing is, station. McDadra, IKEA. You can blame Dalgibon for all of this. Sock Puppet Theater. Isn't that what I said? Wait. I don't know. I think a white is a type of monster in D&D. Or in a white is a white, and that is a monster. I can't think of a good word for it. Lots of magical stuff going on. Look, they've got the ball hovering over the fire. We've got Mr. Tithys. All right, I'm gonna turn this Shift B. Okay, so Shift B it brings up your inventory, but it also is my tab for turning on seeing your overlay so that I can see what you guys say. So if you notice there's a little bit of weirdness with me delaying getting to you, that's why. Just hold off on, just wait a second and then I'll answer you in a minute. I'm trying to just take care of all of this. Do. Give me a moment. He didn't rename the glyphs, interestingly. He renamed almost everything else, but not the glyphs. All right. Shift B. There we go. One. Are you guys all doing yours as well? Except for Azalea, who's building. Yeah, dailies are boring. They get really old after a while. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that I probably won't do the world bosses for that reason. Too many people, not too many people around, you know? So I was thinking about doing the same thing. All right, we've got some pretty funny things here. Check out Vivek's head. I kind of dig it. Namira is coming out of the wall. Oh, that's interesting. Putting the sparkles in the mirror. There's a shadow mark. And a glyph in the purple lighting. Oops, sorry. Paintings are EHT. Got a little bit of magic around this stone. All EHT care of. Ah, somebody actually made the top and put it next to the thing it belongs with. It was weird to me that those are two separate plans, but I understand. All right. What happened here? Oh, this is the party. This is the outdoors party section. Noms. Phaedra's lost. There's the monkey we were talking about that was for sale for like 5 minutes. And that is an EHT monkey. You can't really tell if you do it right. You look at it quickly and you're like, oh my god, there's 2 monkeys. 2 monkeys! I stockpiled, but I haven't done any yet, besides Ritz. I've been dreading it, honestly. I haven't really been in the state of mind to do any of this stuff, but who's this? Oh, that's Sifith. Like we were just saying, it's Sifith. Yeah, crows. I figured, you know what? So I'm missing one set or 2 sets for one day. I mean, we've got enough time that I'm not too concerned about it. How much time is left? I don't remember. We've got like at least a week left, right? Yeah. I don't think I have the energy to do all of them. Lots of clutter. Really good clutter, too. Ah, Debella. So in addition to the Argonian type stuff, okay, that looks really neat. That's jet flames combined with, I think smoke in yellow. Makes it look very magical. Oh, look at this bed. It's a nocturnal bed. I don't know if I want Nocturnal looking over me while I'm sleeping. Nocturnal is not a nice person. Nocturnal isn't a person. Nocturnal's a Daedric priest. A Daedric prince, not priest. Jeez. Definitely not a priest. This dark brown carpet you see here is also an effect. I do crows and writs on almost every character. Oh, that's pretty with the flowers dangling off. That's a good idea. Yeah, exactly. And then extra on your main. Because at some point, it's too much. And besides, I think it adds up to... I don't think you can get more than 50. Siofra. Teehee. Why doesn't Roscoe Darling sit on your feet? I mean, on your fingers. That way you have warm fingies. 50 per character. That's insanity. That's too many. I mean, you could be doing it from the minute it starts until the minute it ends each day, and I don't think you would be able to get them all. And here's Hughes. True. I think I missed that little standy-uppy bit. Nobody does. And this is the little gazebo area. This is actually quite pretty with the dangling lights and the plants all around, giving you a little bit of shade from the warmth. Sometimes it's a little too much, and you need some shade. And that's it. Thank you. Eventually I'll figure it out. I'm getting really sick of this. Let me find Hub and give it a new... I don't like Alt-H. Control X. All right. There we go. So we've looked at that one. Ginger, I don't think is on. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's go to the next one, which would be... I don't need to do that. We'll go to Western Skyrim. No, not Western Skyrim. We'll go to Markarth. Reach. And we'll do Lost Valley Redoubt. Although people are going to be everywhere, I'm not sure. Where is everybody? Everybody's everywhere. Look at this. You can find them all in... I mean, I guess most people are doing dailies from Undaunted, from the looks of it. I can't be bothered with Undaunted dailies. World Boss dailies too, yeah. Dragons? Do you think there's going to be enough people doing dragons? I'm hoping that I don't have a lot of faith that there will be. At least not in the morning. The Dargons. The Dargons are coming! The Dargons are coming! If you haven't, please give me a follow. Then you can enter for 50,000 gold every single day. You don't have to be here to win. You just have to be here to enter by hitting !potato. I need the follows desperately so that I can eventually one day become stream team if I keep trying. And you should get a drop for today. If you're watching for an hour, sorry it takes so long, but you know, Zos. Really helping out our small time people by making their own streams only 15 minutes still, but our streams you have to watch for an hour, which is not very helpful to getting people here. But what am I gonna do? Nothing. That's what I'm going to do. Nothing. Da-da. Alright. How do I get to where I need to go? I think it's somewhere up here. My mount seems slower today, just in general. It hasn't been this slow before. Okay, here we are. We don't even have to go into an delve. We just need to pick this up from the outside. But there is a boss here, I think. Yeah. Shrine of Lork. Goodbye, Lork. I never knew ye. Okay, next one. Briar Rock Ruins. Oh, somebody was in Briar Rock Ruins. Look at me being all not paying attention-y. There we go. Boom. Make use of your roster in your guilds. It should help you go to delves that otherwise you would have to walk all the way to. Or take, you know, whatever to get to. You're lucky. I'm a big Easter fan, but I don't know that we're gonna actually... My family is still in New York. I'm not going to get to see them yet until things are resolved with my own vaccine. They are in their 70s. They both have their vaccine now, thankfully. But they're not going to see me until I get mine. My sister doesn't have hers because she's undergoing surgery. She's been in and out of trying to get this surgery done for her slip disc for a while now. She's having a really terrible, terrible experience. I think I mentioned to you guys that there was a complication in her surgery. Well, there was. What am I doing? I left the place instead of going further in. I'm a dumbass. All right, so my sister was supposed to have surgery, and I think this is the way in. Yeah. My sister. She has a slip disc. She was supposed to have surgery. And last week, they're exactly the same. They just haven't, I haven't tried them out. I was told they were exactly the same. So when I got a call saying that there was a complication, they weren't able to do the surgery and she was undergoing serious testing. The complication that there was that she had fluid around her lungs and heart, which she didn't have several days earlier. So, of course, that's a panic thing, right? Because that's the kind of thing that, like, holy shit, something's really wrong. Well, after the pulmonologist saw her, they told her, actually, this wasn't you having fluid. This was your anesthesiologist intubated you wrong and caused this to happen. So she ended up being intubated wrong, and the anesthesia was wrong for her because she's a bigger woman. Then they told her that the reason why she had this fluid around her lungs was because she was fat, overweight. So of course she kept this. She was horrified, obviously, and felt terrible. It's something she's working on, you know. It's not like she chooses to be fat, you know. Nobody really chooses to be overweight unless that they have some sort of weird fetish. My sister just, that nurse does need a foot up her ass. But ironically, she was kind of correct, in the sense that it was because my sister was overweight. Because the anesthesiologist did not come in with the right, the anesthesiologist did not come in with the right preparations for a woman of her size. So, did no one get the pony because of the fact that they didn't go for more than 15 minutes, I don't think? Yeah. Well, so the question is, what does she do now? She still needs the surgery. She's still approved for surgery, which means that she can have it. Her surgeon didn't catch this problem. Her anesthesiologist didn't catch this problem. And they said, the pulmonologist said that she could have died because of the lack of oxygen she had while the surgery was going on, or was going to go on if they hadn't called it. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Well, then they shouldn't have called it a pony. Jackasses. Glad I didn't waste my time on it. Sorry. Sorry you guys did, but they really are. They're getting ridiculously stingy. I honestly think it's, I don't know if it's Microsoft or what, but they're, like, everything they're doing seems so stingy lately. I'm getting really upset with them. So, I don't know. What she wants to go ahead with the surgery with the same pulmonologist, and she said, I don't care if it's the same anesthesiologist as long as they're ready. But I would not personally trust those people again, and I would personally want a different doctor. But the problem is she just wants it over with because she's in so much pain. And I understand that, but I'm worried my sister's gonna die in surgery. That's what I think. I think they should start all over again. Don't you? I don't think she should go with the same people. If they're that much of idiots. So, she's calling. You probably already had it, Dara. Do you have the Atronach pocket horse? Because it's the same thing. I know she wants it over with, but she could die. I wouldn't trust those people as far as I could throw them at this point. The nurse needs to be reprimanded. The doctor needs to be made aware that they didn't catch this problem. And the anesthesiologist should not be touching her again. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky, but having been someone who's been through multiple surgeries, having been someone who's gone through cancer, I've had a lot of experience with doctors, and I wouldn't go with one I don't trust for any amount of money. monetization team needs to be fired. They hired an entire team to squeeze every penny out of us? That makes me mad. Like, how do we let them know that that is a stupid idea? That there's an entire team of people who are thinking of ways to screw us out of money. I mean, she had to sign out a million things, but you would have to be... Malpractice is, would a reasonable doctor, anesthesiologist, whatever, have made the same? Oh, it's under, just look in the settings. Oh my gosh. Look, I know they want to make money, but there comes a point in where you're hurting yourself more than helping yourself with your customers. Goodwill counts for something. And they're killing their goodwill with this monetization team, it sounds like. Man, this is awful. I'm sorry to hear that. Who is trying to kill me? Die. It makes sense. I wonder if it was a Microsoft thing. It could have been. But they caught that she wasn't breathing right, and they did a CT scan while she was under anesthesia and found out that she had this fluid or whatnot, and stopped it, which thankfully they caught it there. They didn't kill her. They could have killed her, but they didn't kill her. The pulmonologist did say it was close, that if they had continued on, she wouldn't have made it. Well, the pulmonologist said that the anesthesiologist should be notified that they should prepare for a larger woman, even though they probably should have done it on their own. They didn't, so she thinks as long as she lets them know, it'll be okay. But I personally think that you know, you almost kill me once, that's pretty much enough for me. Why should they be given a second chance if they aren't professional enough to do their job with preparation? Personally, I just don't think that that's something that people should get a second chance on. When I got cancer, I got a call in the middle of the night from someone saying, from the test company that was doing my, okay, so long story short, I got into a car accident because I passed out because I didn't have enough blood because I had cancer that was killing off my blood cells. And so I was severely anemic. I went in and I had the blood test done near the end of the day. When the blood test company got to the point where they tested my blood, they gave me an emergency call and told me I needed to go to the emergency room. And I said, can I go tomorrow? And they said, you won't wake up in the morning if you don't go to this emergency room right now. So I went to the emergency room that night. And but the first emergency room that we went to was like, we won't be able to see you until at least 6 a.m. Have a seat. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is what they told me. They told me that I'm not going to survive to the morning if you guys don't see me. And they're like, sorry, we have a line. And I'm like, sorry, I'm leaving. And they're like, you can't leave. You might, you can't leave. It's too dangerous for you. You can't leave. And I'm like, I'm going to another hospital that is going to take care of me before then. I walked into the other hospital after being yelled at by everyone for doing it. We go into the other hospital, which was 45 minutes away, but it was, I went to the rich hospital, basically. What we did is we went from Long Beach all the way down to Orange County. And we went down to Orange County, and they took me right away. They took one look at me, and they said, you what call? And then they did a test, and they immediately hooked me up to 6 units of blood, which is a lot, and pumped me full of blood. And it was a scary situation, but I am so thankful that I made that decision to go with someone I trusted more, because I had legal experience with that other hospital, because I worked in Orange County. So as a family law attorney, I'd had in run-ins with them before, good ones. So that's what I'm saying, is that, like, you got to trust your gut sometimes, and if your gut says that these people cannot be trusted, I would not go with them. The other hospital, the one I ended up going to, got 3 doctors lined up immediately to come see me. One was to see if I was bleeding in my stomach, because they couldn't figure out why I was anemic. The other one was some other kind of doctor. And then the third doctor was who became my hemo-oncologist when it was found out that that's what I had, was cancer. So they all checked in with me immediately and started running their own tests to see what was wrong with me. So that's what I'm getting at, is that, like, the difference between good and bad healthcare could have meant the difference between me living and dying, really. And I don't trust that they're going to do a good job with my sister. That's all. I'm just worried about her. And I'm sure there were some people who were bleeding to death there, but they still should have not told me I was going to sit there until 6 a.m. Where, when I had informed them that I had been told that I wouldn't wake up in the morning, right? Who's going to sit there and wait for that? Well, I had a PPO, so they were like, but you can't go to the doctor of your choice. You have to go here. And I'm like, no, I don't. I have a PPO. I can pick where I want to go, so screw you people. And I pay extra for a PPO, so bite me. And that's what I did. I went to the one that was better for me. And so, yeah, you pay more for sure, but I'm never more glad. Yeah. Yep. And I shouldn't say that it's all bad, because, like you're saying, sometimes things are, sometimes they do better than you expect, right? Sometimes you go in expecting the worst, and you get a doctor or a nurse or somebody who goes the extra mile, and that's always nice. I'll be honest, I've had more times where people went the extra mile than I've had people not doing their job. So I've been lucky, I admit that. Ugh. Solitude plan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's mad because I hid from her, and now I'm gonna take a counterfeit. All right, I'm calling it earlier today. I'm not in a good place. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with houses. I wasn't even necessarily going to stream today because I didn't have anything. So I will catch you all tomorrow. I'll let you know if things get better or not. So have a good one. Enjoy your jubbly and enjoy your boxes. So I'll see you then.